Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here for Popternative, speaking to Ashley and Kasey about the one that got away, come to Prime Video June 24th. Thank you both for your time.
Oh my
Hi,
God. Thank you.
Thank you,
be
Peter.
An MC or like a rapper or something with that intro.
Oh, no, I appreciate that. Well, we got to be excited because if we're not excited, what's the point, right? I mean, the show's coming out somewhere. Yeah. So, Ashley, I'm going to start with you. I mean, there's a lot of reality TV out there. It's so, like, one can make an argument. Like, there's so many shows, right? This one kind of stands out to me because it's very unique and there's a lot kind of happening there. Is that safe to say that was, like, one of the reasons that drew you towards this show? It was, like, a unique reality show?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that with my history of traveling a lot, I was never really settled down to an area for long. So the idea of bringing back Missed Connections was really fitting for my history. Yep. So the show was super fitting for me in that aspect.
Kasey, what was the interest and knowledge of reality TV before signing on to this? Because I've interviewed a lot of reality TV contestants on other shows before, and it's 50-50. Some people are like, oh, I knew a lot about it, I was a big fan. And then there's people that are like, oh, I had no idea about reality TV. There's never really an in-between, but what was your kind of knowledge and interest before this show?
It was pretty heavy. I watched a lot of reality TV. I didn't watch The Bachelor or The Bachelorette until recently, but in terms of dating shows, I definitely had an experience of watching a lot of them before going on to the show. I just wanted to see how things turned out, how the stories turned out, and really wanted to see if people really did find love and if they did get married and they did have kids. And that was giving me that glimmer of hope to find that on the show.
Oh, absolutely. Actually, I'm really interested in mindsets when you kind of when you get kind of thrown in a project and everything where it's wow, we're doing this right now. So, there's you're talking about getting involved with a show, then it's official, right? You're going to be you're on the show and everything. And then the first day kind of seeing the set, filming for the first time. What's those kind of early mindsets where it's wow, we're doing this right now?
It's super surreal. It's very overwhelming. Of course, it takes a second to adapt to the fact that you're just in a different place. I come from a super small town and now I'm kind of in a whole different area that I'm not used to. But it was very exciting and very eye-opening. And I mean, I would do it again if I had the opportunity.
No, absolutely. Kasey, what do you hope people get out of the show when they get to watch it? I mean, there's escapism. People love reality TV shows. People love the relationships. They love that stuff. But anything else specifically you could tell us when they watch the show? What are you hoping they get out of it takeaway-wise?
That it's actually real. I went on these dates with these guys and I really gave it my all. You'll see my heart get broken, and I really put everything into it. And I want people to be able to find opportunities to date even in non-traditional settings, and it can actually work. And even if it doesn't work, you'll learn a lot about yourself that once you're back into the real dating world, you'll have learned so much and have the tools that you need to kind of make more informed decisions on who you want to date.
Absolutely. No, it's great. I was when you get kind of the description of what the show is, even before seeing first look photos, what it looks like, you're kind of hooked with the premise of it. You're hey, I want to see this right now. You know what I mean? So no, I'm really excited for everyone to see it June 24th on Prime Video. Thank you both for your time. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Vince, Nigel, and Nigel, the one that got away, premiering on Prime Video June 24th. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thanks so much for being here.
How are you? Thank you.
I'm doing. Could you all quickly introduce yourselves and just tell me something quickly about yourselves?
Sure, yeah, I'll go first. My name is Nigel Sydnor, from Baltimore, Maryland, currently living in LA, really just a real estate juggernaut.
What's up? I'm Vince Schuh. I'm 31 years old. I was born and raised in LA. I'm a lawyer.
I'm Jeff. I'm 29. I live in New York, and I pretty much do anything for $1.
So Nigel, I'm gonna start with you. I feel they're not going anywhere, reality TV shows and everything. So I'm just curious, they've always been around. What did you know about reality TV before signing up for the one that got away?
I mean, everybody loves reality TV, right? I mean, I think you get like two sides of reality TV. I think sometimes you watch reality TV and it's so trash, to be honest, that like you watch and people go on to literally embarrass themselves and you're like, why did these people ever sign up for this show? But on this show, the one that got away, the reason I was so captivated by the whole concept is I was like, this is such a genuine show to meet people from your past who have an interest in pursuing something with you. And I was like, I would be crazy not to take this opportunity and see like what comes of it.
Jeff is not sugarcoating it. Yeah, you know, a lot of reality TV is just trash. That was so good. Oh man. So actually, Jeff, based on Vince, based on what Jeff kind of said a little bit then, did the fact that this is kind of a unique reality show, was that something that kind of come to mind when it was presented to you as well?
Oh, most definitely. Yeah, for me, you know, I never thought about doing reality TV. Like, my life was actually super private. I never applied to do any of this type of show. They actually reached out to me through Bumble, and they found me. And then they
really?
reached out. Yeah, and they told me the premise. I was like, you know what? I was like, you know, I was in a really long-term relationship, and like my 9-year ex, I always thought like, oh, maybe she was the one that got away. So it just kind of been like a trope in my life. And I was like, I think this is like the guy upstairs sending me a message. Like, I should do this. Like, something's gonna happen. And I've always been the type of person that just said, you know what, let's just go for it. Like, be more of a yes man and be open to new experiences. And I'm so glad I did.
Now, Nigel, my question for you is, I'm very curious because the mindset's going to be different when like you know, you're told about this show and then it's like official, you're going to be on this show and everything. What's the mindset like the first day, like seeing the set, going to do filming for the first day? Like, what's that early kind of mindset where it's like, wow, like this is happening right now? What's that like for you?
Yeah, so I guess I didn't have this in my arsenal, I guess, a year ago or so whenever we shot the show, right? But it kind of felt like, you know, was I going to be Chris Rock to Will Smith, right? So you don't know who's coming to date you, right? So is a person going to walk up on my first date and slap the shit out of me? I just didn't know. So I'm one that just throws myself in the fire. I threw myself in the fire, and here we are. I had some beautiful, beautiful women come out to date me.
No, it's crazy. Jeff, has it hit you that it's finally like coming out and people are going to see it? I mean, you go, you film it, it happens, a lot of drama happens, relationships, but now like the world's going to see it soon. Like, have you thought about that at all?
It's really crazy to think that everyone's about to watch this, like including like my family. And I mean, listen, I haven't seen myself make out on camera yet, but I hope it looks great.
Vince, what do you hope people get out of it when they get to watch this show? I mean, do you hope they enjoy it, escapism? People love reality TV for that, but any specific takeaways, Vince?
Yeah, you know, for me, I want it to be entertaining, but at the end of the day, I want people to be able to think in their own lives, like, oh, maybe there is someone that got away from the past, and maybe it'll just start like a viral trend of people just reaching out to their, you know, past like misconnections. And who knows, like just the fact that there's a possibility that someone could fall in love with someone that was in their life before, based off of this show being the kind of like triggering point. Isn't that incredible? I feel like that in itself, that possibility is amazing.
Oh, it's great. I enjoyed it. I love the concept. I mean, when you're told about the concept without kind of seeing what it looked like or anything, you're kind of hooked right away. And I feel like that's kind of what you have to do, that I feel these days of all the reality TV shows. You have to kind of stand out a little bit. And I will admit, I really enjoyed this. And it's not trash reality TV, Jeff. I just want to say it is amazing. It's awesome. And people are going to be able to see it on Prime Video 24. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.